Hello students, very good morning. So today let's discuss the MCQ questions based on magnetic effect of current here. So in this topic of magnetic effect of now current, what we will do, we are going to just discuss MCQ questions based on the chapter and the topics that we have discussed up to now. So then let's see now our first question. So this question is now connected with the transformer. So as a number of things we have discussed for the transformer. Question is, an ideal transformer has primary power of 10 kilowatt. So input power is given here for the ideal transformer and that is now 10 kilowatt. Here the secondary current when the transformer is on load is 25 ampere. So here the secondary current that is IS, this is now given and this is equal to 25 ampere. If the primary and secondary terms are in the ratio of 8:1, so here NP to NS, this ratio is given now and that is equal to 8:1. Then potential difference applied across the primary coil. So we have to find out what will be the potential across the primary coil. So you know that in transformer the output power is equal to input power. So as no of the power loss here takes place, then it means that we can write P output that is equal to P input, and as output power and input power can be written as for the output this is secondary potential to the secondary current that is equal to primary potential to the primary current here. So in this way you can equate them. Now as here the value of Pi that is given to us and this is equal to 10 kilowatt. So in 10 kilowatt if you will write this is now 10,000 watt we have, and in the case of here Vs we have to find out the value of Is is given and that is 25. So from here we can calculate what will be the value of Vs now. So value of Vs is obtained as this divided by now 25. Now next here we have to find out the potential difference applied across the primary coil. So we can now use the relationship between a number of coils and the potentials that we are applying across the any of the transformer. So according to that formula, V1 by V2 or Vp by Vs, the primary potential to the secondary potential that is equal to number of turns in primary potential, primary coil to the number of turns in the secondary coil. So as in efficiency case we have discussed this one already. So from here NP to NS at this ratio is given 8:1. So we can calculate now Vp easily primary potential by using 8 into now Vs. Vs is what that is now secondary potential. So secondary potential has value that is 10,000 to now 25. And if you will now solve this equation, then you will find out now final answer. So this final answer now you can just divide it by this one. So this is now 400 and 3200 volt. This is the primary potential that is applied across the transformer. Now let's see the second question. So in the second question, question is very simple. 1 mark question is here. 1 Tesla is equal to options are given 10 power 4 Gauss, 10 power minus 8 Gauss, 10 power minus 7 Gauss and 10 power minus 4. So you know that 1 Tesla is equal to 10 to the power 4 Gausses because Gauss is a lesser unit than the Tesla. Next one here, cyclotron is a device to, options are given, accelerate electrons, accelerate protons, measure voltage, measure charge. So you know the cyclotron devices we are using for the positive charge acceleration. So here proton is given in our option. So we are using cyclotron for the positive charge. Means for massive charges we are using it. For very small masses like electrons that has a large kinetic energy that cannot do the greater number of rotations, that cannot be accelerated through the cyclotron easily. So that is the limitation of cyclotron. So here answer is cyclotron is a device to accelerate protons. Now next question here, if the induced EMF in the primary and secondary coils of inductances is 2 millivolt and 5.2 millivolt, then the rate of change of current through either of these is 20 ampere per second. So if the coefficient of coupling is 1, the mutual inductance is. So here a question is related to mutual inductance. So as you know, the induced EMF that is given by L di by dt, where L is the self-inductance of the coil. So from here, as in our question, di by dt is given, and that is equal to now 20. So this is given 20 ampere per second. Now next one, for primary coil, you can write now, primary coil, the EMF is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 3, 2 millivolt it is given. And now L1 we can write, and as di by dt has value 20. So from here, if we will calculate L1, so that is equal to 10 power minus 4. Now for the secondary coil, if we will find out the same thing, for secondary coil the potential is given, that is 5.12 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is again equal to now L2 into 20. So from here, if we will find out the value of L2, so this is obtained as 2.56 into 10 to the power minus 4. So two of the inductance now we have found out. Then you know that the mutual inductance that is given by M is equal to root of L1 L2. So whenever two coils that have self-inductances L1 L2 that are coupled together, so their mutual inductance is calculated in this way because they are related by this formula. Now if we will put the value of L1, so that is 10 power minus 4, value of L2 is 2.56 into 10 to the power now minus 4. And if we will solve, then we can find out the value, so that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 4. So this is the value of mutual inductance that we have found out. So exactly this is the question of electromagnetic induction, still as it is related to the EMF and the effect of the any of the coil. That's why I have in this one. Now next question we have, a current carrying wire in the neighborhood produces, where options are given, electric and magnetic field only, no field, electric field. So you know, whenever any of the wire that is carrying current, that is producing electric field, as well as that wire is producing magnetic field. So in magnetic effect of current, we have discussed the magnetic field production by the current here. So current can produce both types of field, electric and magnetic. Now next question is, two parallel wires in free space are 10 cm apart and each carries a current of 10 ampere in the same direction. So the force exerted by one wire on other per meter length of the wire is. So as you know, whenever the two wires that are parallel to each other and they are carrying the current in the same direction, then that time they are just some of the force is producing here. So if suppose I1 current and I2 current is flowing and D is the distance between them, then the force of attraction produced on another one, that is given by mu 0 upon 2 pi I1 I2 upon R, and this is force per unit length. So here in our question we have to find out the force exerted by one wire on other per meter length of the wire. So here force per unit length we have to calculate. Now we can use this formula to calculate it. So then here if you will use now this formula, so this has value mu 0 upon 2 pi, it has value 2 into 10 power minus 7. And now next one I1, it has value 10 ampere, and I2 both has value the same, that is again 10 ampere, and the R, that is the distance between the wires, that is given 10 centimeter. So if we will convert it into meter, then this will be 10 into 10 power minus 2. Now if we will solve, then we can obtain 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. This is the force applied by one wire on another one. Now the next question is again, a long hollow copper pipe carries a current then magnetic field produced is. So here in our question, hollow copper pipes we have that is carrying the current. So the magnetic field produced is, for options are given, both inside and outside the pipe, neither inside or nor outside the pipe only, inside the pipe only. So you know here, whenever any of the hollow pipe we have, then hollow conducting pipe that is behaving like the conductor. So inside, as there is no charge present, then the magnetic field or the current that is only the outside, then that's why the magnetic field will be produced also only outside of the pipe. Now the next question, let's see. The magnetic field B0 due to current carrying loop of radius 12 centimeter at its center is 0.5 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla. So for the magnetic field at center due to any circular loop is given, this is 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla now. And here the radius of the loop is given, that is 12 centimeter. The magnetic field due to this loop at the point on the axis at a distance of 5 centimeter from its center. So here we have to find out the axial magnetic field at the distance of 5 centimeter from wire. Now if you will see the formula for the magnetic field at center for circular loop, then that is mu0 I upon 2r. So from here what you can do, you can find out I, or if you don't want to find out, then first let's write the magnetic field formula for the axial point. So for any axial point, the magnetic field is given as mu0 upon 4 pi into 2 pi r square I, here a into I we have, and upon x square r plus r square power 3 by 2. So this is our now formula, and we can divide these two equations now. And if we will divide, then current factor and some of other factors will be cancelled out from here. So let's just divide it. So if we will divide, then V3 upon VA, this can be given by the equation that is now x square plus r square power 3 by 2 now upon r cube. So if you will divide these two equations, then you will get this value from here. And now you can also just divide this equation by this one. So if you will divide, then we can find out 1 plus x square upon now r square power 3 by 2. So you can solve again this equation now. So here if you will solve, then this value we have obtained, and whenever r is much less than x. So here as r has value that is 12 centimeter, and now the distance is given 5 centimeter, but you cannot neglect these values. So you can have the value of x as this is now 5 centimeter, value of r is 12 centimeter. If you will put all the values and if you will solve, then the value of B2 from here is, BA from here is obtained, as we know the value of BC from magnetic field at center. So BA can be calculated by dividing this number by this value of BC. So you can do it now. We can have the final value. This is 3.9 into 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. Now in next question, have two wires carry current in different directions, then they will, options are given, attract each other, repel each other, create gravitational field, any of the above. So you know, whenever the two wires that are carrying say current in opposite direction, then they start to repel each other. So here our second option is now correct. Again the next question here, the energy in current carrying coil is stored in the form of. So here whenever we have a current carrying coil, the energy in that is stored in form of options are given: electric field, magnetic field, dielectric strength, or heat. So whenever a current carrying coil is carrying energy, then that energy is stored in the form of magnetic field. Next one, A coil carrying electric current is placed in uniform magnetic field. If some of the coil that is carrying current that is placed in uniform magnetic field, then options are given. Torque is formed, EMF is induced, both A and B are correct, none of the above. So you know, if current carrying coil has magnetic dipole moment always, because any of the current carrying coil that is behaving like the dipole, so it will have some of the magnetic moment. So a torque it will be due to this magnetic moment and magnetic field, and that is equal to Pm cross B, where Pm is the magnetic moment. So here whenever any current carrying coil that has this this one Pm as magnetic moment that is put in uniform magnetic field B, that it will experience a torque on it, and due to this torque you can say the current carrying coil that will start to rotate. So that's why even in uniform magnetic field of earth, any of the needle that is put and that is hanged, that automatically stopped in north-south direction, as still the needle has constant dipole moment and the earth has constant magnetic field, but still due to this one it is experiencing a torque there. So due to this torque, it try to align it along the direction of magnetic field. So it means that our first option is correct, torque is formed here. Now the next question, a positively charged particle moving due east enters in a region of uniform magnetic field directed vertically upward. So the particle will, so in this question now here it is given, suppose any of the positively charged particle that is moving due east that is entering in the region of uniform magnetic field in vertically upward direction. So it means that the particle is entering at angle of theta is equal to 90 degree to the magnetic field. So as now here we can say theta is equal to 90 degree. Then you know, whenever any charged particle that is entering in magnetic field at theta is equal to 90 degree, then that time it is experiencing a force that is equal to QVB, and due to this force and change in direction, continuously it starts to move over a circle. So it means in this way it will just do the circular motion. Now options, if you will see, the first option is continue to move due east, this is not possible. Second one is move in a circular orbit with its speed unchanged. So yes, this option is correct, because it is experiencing a constant force, and due to constant force its magnitude of velocity will not change, and you know magnitude of velocity is speed. So its speed will not change, but direction will change and it will do the circular motion. So other all options are obviously incorrect. Now our next question is, a straight wire of diameter 0.5 mm carrying a current 1 ampere is replaced by another wire of 1 mm diameter carrying the same current. So let's see, first of all we have a straight wire that has diameter is equal to 0.5 mm and it is carrying a current of 1 ampere. Now we are replacing this straight wire by another wire that has diameter now 1 mm and it is carrying the same current. Then the strength of magnetic field far away is, so you know, due to any straight wire, the formula for the magnetic field is mu 0 I upon 2 pi r. Whenever the point is very far away from the straight wire, then that time this is the value of magnetic field. Now if you will see, the magnetic field is, for the same current, the magnetic field is proportional to 1 by r. So here, as you can see now, the radius of the first one that is equal to 0.25 mm and the radius of second one is equal to 0.5 mm now. So this, if this is R1, this is now R2. So from here we can say or calculate V1 on V2, this will be now equal to R2 upon R1, as it is inversely proportional now. So R2 upon R1, R2 is now 0.5 and R1 is now 0.25. So this will be equal to now 2 times. So you can say our the second time magnetic field V2 this will be equal to 1 by 2 times of V1. So here whenever we are replacing the straight wire by this diameter and for the same current, then magnetic field becomes half of the first or the you can say the original magnetic field from the first wire. Now the next question is, if a long hollow copper pipe carries a current, then magnetic field is produced only. So this one we have discussed already. I think that is the outside the pipe only. Now the next question, let's see. Next question we have a 10 volt 10 electron electron is circulating in a plane at right angle to uniform magnetic field that has field, it is given 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. The orbital radius of electron is what? So you know the orbital radius of electron, that can be calculated by the formula that is equal to the centripetal force that is provided by the electron that is of charge E, that is moving some velocity v in uniform magnetic field, means the Lorentz force that is providing the required centripetal force to move around the nucleus to the electrons. So here in this case now we can write as R is equal to, from here you can calculate, that is mv upon dE. And also we know that E is equal to, kinetic energy is equal to P square upon 2m. So P square, if you will write, then this is mv whole square upon now 2m from here. So here mv can be calculated as root of 2m E now. So finally what we can do, we can write in place of R, that is now root of 2m E upon dE. Now all the values we have, we can put and we can solve now to find out the radius of the circular motion or orbital orbit, that is on which electron is just moving. So let's write down the values now. So this has 2 and electronic mass is 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. Next one, the electronic energy is given 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 and divided by, if you will just write down the value of this V, that is 10 power minus 4, value of this one 1.6 into 10 power minus of now 90. So as in our question the 10 electron volt is given, so you can just write down the value there and you can now solve. If you will solve, then this value of R can be calculated very easily. So if R is now calculated 1 more 3, here 10 power minus 18 should be whenever you will put 10 here. Now you can solve this one portion. So if you will solve, then R can be obtained as 11 centimeter. So this is the orbit of orbiting electron, the radius of the orbiting electron. Now let's see one more question. Question is, when a charged particle moving with velocity v is subjected to a magnetic field of induction capital V, the force on it is 0. So this implies that, so it is saying that whenever a particle of charge q, suppose that is moving with velocity v and that has magnetic induction V, and you know that force is given by whenever the particle enters through some angle, and q will be sin theta, it is experiencing the force. But in our question it is given, it is equal to now 0. The force experienced by the particle whenever it is entering in the field, it is 0. So here you can just find out the relation that sin theta is 0 because other all quantities is not 0 here. So it means that theta will be equal to now 0. So in our options it is given, angle between V and B can have any value other than 90 degree. Second option, angle between V and B can have any value other than 0 and 180. Third, angle between V and B is either 0 or 180 degree. Fourth, angle between V and B is necessarily 90. So you know sin theta is 0 for theta is equal to 0 as well as for theta is equal to 180 degree. So our third option will be correct now here. The angle between B and B is either 0 or 180 degree. So students, today here the number of questions we have now solved on magnetic effect of current. So here number of topics also we have studied, like the course experience by any conductor, charge and other things. So let's discuss the rest of the question in next class. For today let's end our class here. So thanks students for today.